There we go. We broadcasting? I believe we are. That means it's time for Daily Art Adventure number 599. Woo-woo! Always a big deal when I get around to another 100. Broken color. So if you are a regular, we've been through this before. Broken color, where I'm trying to match value, lightness, darkness, but throw curveballs in the color realm. One of my listeners, I'm sorry I forget your last name, named Paul, sent me a fantastic link just the other day. He sent me an email, I think it was, or maybe it was a Facebook message, I can't remember. And he linked me to a TED Talk where the presenter explained why it is that, in specific with this broken color technique, we seem to get a vibration. We seem to get a wiggle in our brain. It was a fascinating, you could probably look it up by looking up TED Talk, Van Gogh, turbulence. I think those words might get you to the article, the video. Anyway, I can explain in real simple language. It turns out, according to this scientist, one part of our brain, and not our eyeball, one part of our brain is responsible for seeing light and dark. Another part of our brain sees distinctions in color. So one part of our brain will take two colors that are sitting next to each other and smush them into one color. But another part of our brain separates them into two different colors. I'm being overly simplistic, I'm sure. But the wiggle is a result of the two parts of our brain playing against each other. So fascinating to me, and great encouragement, because that explains the very thing that I think we experience when we witness this magic of broken color. When it's done right, why does it seem to vibrate? Well, as a matter of fact, according to this guy, it actually does vibrate in our mind, because two different parts of our brain are, in a sense, fighting with each other. Fighting happily, I'm sure. All right, I've done quite a bit of purple, so I'm going to move. Let's do some blue. And again, I'm just fairly arbitrarily mixing up a mid-tone blue. It could be light blue or dark blue. Right now it's a fairly mid-tone, so that means I'm looking for areas in the painting that are mid-tone in value. Now those dots right there, that is not broken color, that's broken value, but I just had to do that. Something came over me. And that's not broken color either, because okay, let's do some serious broken color here. So doing this broken color as a distinct and separate step in the painting process is quite new for me. Sometime in the last 6 months, maybe less, I don't remember. I often find myself doing things subconsciously before they become conscious, so I've observed that many times in my painting. But consciously doing a broken color as a separate layer is fairly new. One of the things that I've learned then, since I started doing this, is, as you can see, I'm using the blade of the brush quite a bit, not using the point of the brush like that, very much at all, because I don't want to get dotty, the dreaded dotification. Once you've fallen into the dreaded dotification, then you have to employ anti-dotification. These are terms that have been used before on this channel. Anti-dotification, or if you will, de-dotification. But it's best just to try to avoid dotification in the first place, so you don't have to do any de-dotification. Okay, I'm tired of blue. Let's go on around the color wheel. I started at purple and went to blue, so that means next is green. So let's mix up some greenish stuff. And according to principle then, I should be looking at anything in the painting that is not green. So I've mixed up some green, but I want to ignore the trees. Does that make sense? And it's again, fairly mid-tone green. First thing I do is put a dot down where there's some foliage. So again, that dot does not count. Ah, here's a good place for some green. There, very nice. Hang on, switching monitors here. It'd be really nice if I could find an excuse, find a good place. Ah, rats. That monitor is not working. It would be really fun if I could find a good excuse for putting some green on something that's red. That would be bodacious, wouldn't it? Like this flag here. Yeah, that's all right. Kind of a gutsy move. About some red, green up here in one of these traffic light, tail lights. Oh, and there we go. Oh, that was nice. That's nice right there. I think I want to mix up some darker green. I see more opportunity for doing dark green than light, so let's do some darker green here. Just enough liquid to make it dry quickly. Kind of a Kelly green, forest green. I don't know what color to call it, but it's pretty dark. That means any place in the painting, especially, another trick I've learned is that anything that's dark and neutral, dark and dull, if you will, in the painting, is a great candidate for getting a touch of color. So it's still dark, still reads as a dark object, like those lampposts right there, like this right here. Still reads as dark, but now it's a dark color, so it's a lot more interesting. Even the corner of that car there. In the broken color phase, I try to avoid brown as much as possible because that's hardly a color. You know, it's so neutral. But after green would come yellow. Yeah, let's go ahead. I didn't do a lot of green, but I'll come back and do more later if I want. I find, again, for me it helps not to stay in any one color too long. And as you can see, I'm being quite arbitrary in the way I do broken color. I just mix up a color arbitrarily, any color, and then look for places on the painting. I can imagine perhaps if I was a better artist, I would do it the other way around. I'd look for things on the painting that are asking for, begging for a broken color, and then do it. But that's not the way I'm doing it. All right, now I have this really dangerous color, bright yellow. I do mean dangerous. It's a lot like intense green. This bright chartreuse, cool yellow. I'm being very conservative, and I think I'm going to keep on being conservative. If I was a better man, I'd be bolder with this yellow, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to abandon that already and then switch to a yellow-orange, so much warmer yellow now. There should be more places for this. Once again, looking for parts of the painting that are not yellow. So some stripes in the flag, that works pretty well. Things that are blue. Well, I'm going to darken this orange down. Anything that's purple. So I've done this before. This purple right here, I just did a few minutes ago in the broken color phase. So it was brown, then I put purple down. Now I've done orange on top of the purple. So you can do broken color on top of broken color. Yeah, that's legal. I'm going to darken it one more time, at least one more time, and add a little brown to it, oxide red, so it's a very orange brown, burnt orange, if you will. And I think I can definitely get some of that. Oh yeah, that's nice. Whew. Yeah. Nice touch. Way to go, Dan. Thanks. My alter ego congratulating my whatever. Non-alter ego. Up here in these green trees. Yeah. Not sure what that is. But I like it. Yeah. I like that too. Whoops, you can't see that, I'm sorry. Up here. I like it, just a little bit too much of it, so I'm going to just rub through it just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. I like the color, but I don't like the mark that I just made. Okay, let's go around to red, and then I'll be done with at least the first round of broken color. And I've run out of time today. I haven't run out of color, but I have run out of time today. So I'll do just a few minutes of red and then call it a day. Maybe paint again this evening. Very intense red. Touching up my flags. This is not broken color. Touching up this red banner that is not broken color. Okay, looking for things that are not red. Well, if I put red in here, they're going to read as taillights. But that's all right. They still vibrate, still comes across as vibrating broken color. So whether it's taillights or not, I'll put it there. Now, to be happy with this broken color layer, I know I can see that I'm going to have to go around, do another round of colors, because I'm not completely happy with that. So it's a good start, but I'll do more later. I'm mixing up here again a purple, violet, not violent, violet. I can't wait till I'm a better artist. I know it's coming. I just need to keep going. And I'll get better. I can't wait to look back on the paintings I'm doing in this season and go, oh man, what was I thinking? Because I'll be such a better artist. Yeah, I see many paintings of mine that I did 5 years ago. Now, I have some nice ones that happened 5 years ago. That's always a fun surprise. It's like, huh, that's not bad. But more often than not, I'm going, ooh, I'm better than that now. Ever so slightly embarrassing, but more good news than bad. To look at your old paintings and see that you're better. Slightly embarrassing, but more good news than bad. Don't you agree? That means you're improving. All right, I'll call that good enough. It definitely has some vibration in it that it didn't have just a little while ago. There's several details, so I really do need to come upstairs. I'm upstairs in my upstairs studio right now. I need to do need to come up here later this evening, because this has to be dry tomorrow so that I can glaze the entire canvas, the entire painting, and be finished. Let's see if there's any chats. There are several. Let's see what you guys have said before I go. Hey, Matt Pleasance. You live in Wake Forest. No kidding. Neighbors. Good to hear from you. Oh, yes, Uncle 57, bring out the pink. You're, you're exactly right. Oh, my goodness. That's left over from last week, isn't it? Absolutely. Man, I missed my pink. Let me see if I can do that a little bit with one hand real quickly. Thanks for remembering that. That's hilarious. I confessed last week that there are two colors that I don't like, and that's a really bad thing for an artist to not like a color. It's like being a piano player, but you don't like the note E flat. I mean, that's just absurd. You can't do that. And one of the colors I don't like is pink, which shows a weakness of mine, I don't claim that as a characteristic. I claim it as a weakness. So, so thank you, Uncle 57. I'm doing some pink right now. I could do more, but there's a little bit. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Susan from California says, I was wondering when a person uses acrylics with oils on top. No, I call it an oil painting. Good question. When I talk to artists, or people that are interested, of course, I describe. I say, well, it's acrylic underneath and oil on top. But I don't call it a mixed media. And that's part of the reason why I'm careful to do an oil glaze over the entire painting. So there's no acrylic that doesn't have oil on top of it. So that, just a little mental game on my part. Uncle 57 says, I used your broken color techniques on an ocean painting, and it really helped. Glad to hear it. That's good. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate the encouragement. I'm not the best by a long shot, but at least I'm moving in the right direction. All right, got to run. Got a early supper time meeting. And if I broadcast tonight, I will. If I don't, it'll be number 600 tomorrow. Woo! Thanks. Good to talk to you. Bye-bye.